Go.
Good evening,
Go.
good evening, everyone.
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 Go.
Good evening, everyone. Can we? Are we okay now?
Can we?
Are we okay now?
Can we?
Are we okay? Stream. I am very worried. I am very worried. I am very worried. I am very worried. I would be more professional, everyone, than to have my own stream in the background. Hey, look, there's my Google account settings, everyone. There we go. I definitely wasn't watching Sanjay 2 minutes before I started. And so it definitely didn't just automatically flip over to me when I was about to start. Dan, thanks very much for sorting that one out. That was harrowing. I wasn't sure what was going on there. Let me try that again. Hello everyone, welcome to the Daily Cast. I'm Ed. You don't normally get to see me at the start, but the stream's obviously just started. Thanks everyone for joining on what is kind of a bit of an off day. But we're going to have a look at a few cards. We're not going to go into too much detail. Why am I aware today? Good question. So I took myself off screen yesterday for the video, and then I realised 1 minute before we started, it's been a bit of a rush over the last 10 minutes. 1 minute before we started, I realised I had no webcam set up. So I've just been doing that, and I think the square's good. I think the square's okay. Feedback from the chat. Good evening, Mike. 60s experimental electronica music. It was like that times 1,000. Yeah, I could rave to it, definitely. If anyone wants to clip that and do some kind of competition entry, feel free. Energy. I think that's energy, isn't it? Good evening. I think you're new to the chat, but yeah, nice Ed type beat. Thanks for joining. This was on last night. If you didn't get a chance to catch up, to tune in, you can catch up. If you go at the bottom of the stream, you'll be able to see the old videos. They're all saved on the channel. And the acting creative director of Nisei, had a million little mini scoops for us. And it was a fascinating stream, so thanks very much for joining. Thanks for joining me last night. Ginevra, thanks for joining as well. Jen, thanks for joining. Orbital came for the filth, and the beats were pretty filth. He is very straight. There we go. Thank you very much. Simply the Onion, thanks for joining as well. So I hope everyone's well. I'm glad we got the sound sorted nice and quick today. It wasn't half an hour. Bushi, thanks for being the police here. Don't apologise for being the fun police. Absolutely. If it's in scoops, thread it under your cards, everyone, myself included. Slap wrists. If it's in Discord, you can talk whenever you like, and I'll just delete your messages. Much easier that way. Sean, good evening, SCD. The DJ Fenris art stream was quite magnificent. Sanjay's stream. Sanjay's been making some loop DJ Fenris, Steve Cambridge, Alt-Arts, or Alt-Art this evening, and it's been fascinating to watch. Really good fun. So check that out. I'm sure it's going to be on Catch Up as well if you want to check that out from the start. I'm joined this evening after an elongated introduction by a good friend of mine. He's one of the few people that's on the Ed Discord server. I don't think anyone else is. He's very lucky to be there. Privileged to have him.
I feel very lucky. Thanks, Ed.
Yeah, no, you should be. You should feel lucky. It's Brad from the future. Brad, good evening.
Hello from the future. Hello. I'm on the only time traveling continent in the world, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah. How's it feel? Because you moved from pretty much the now to the future. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Well, Ed, I'd like to say that the future is very disappointing because it's not much different from yesterday morning. Right. So nothing astounding has happened in the future aside from a very sore back.
I mean, at least you're doing sports. I can't laugh. I'm doing.
Oh yeah, no, I am. It's as we were chatting about earlier. It's good, being out of lockdown and being able to play squash and do cycling. So I'm not complaining at all. It's nice not to have those options.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people around the world don't have those options at the moment. So
no, we're getting there. Hopefully next month we'll be able to. I'm looking at buying a bike this week. I might even go out tomorrow and get myself a bike. I need to do something. I need to do something about this. My bike got stolen last year, unfortunately.
Oh no, that's not good.
It was a real shame. It was a lovely bike, and I rode it every day. And then with financial situation and stuff, it was kind of like medium low priority because I a decent bike. I've kind of been in a position. So anyway,
I've had a bike stolen as well. Yeah. Oh yes, sorry.
Sorry.
We digressing from Netrunner.
Yeah. Hey, imagine this stream going off topic. Would you like to tell everyone a little bit about yourself, maybe a little bit about your Netrunner journey and stuff like that?
Oh my god. So Netrunner, I found a 2014 core set at a local op shop, which op shop in Australia is an opportunity shop, which is like I don't know what it's called anywhere else around the world, second-hand shop or whatever.
Sure.
And it was sold in a shrink wrap, and I was like, I had no idea what this game was, right? And I was like, that's just cool.
Okay.
Bought it, brought it home, looked at it, opened the rulebook, and I was like, I don't know what's going on yet. Spoke to a board game friend, and he had played a little bit, and then we started playing. So just kitchen table. Netrunner, no idea what I was doing, tried to build the deck, was absolutely awful. And by the way, my deck building has not improved, it's still pretty terrible. But yeah, got into it from there, and in lockdown March, April last year, the Melbourne community had gone, they said, they put a post saying we're going online onto JNet. If people want to jam, just, pop on there, and there's a channel in Discord. And being quite an old person, all these new technologies are very new to me. I was like, what? JNet and Discord? What is this newfangled tech? What's going on here? Anyway, so I hopped on, had a look at JNet, and I was like, oh my god, this looks really complicated. And then, found the GLC server and just started playing. And the crew in the GLC server were really helpful in helping me understand the new cards and the mechanics on Jideki and understanding basic gameplay and stuff. And I've been played a lot through locked-in. I was looking, there's an Australian New Zealand player group on Discord.
Yeah.
And we were looking at our games, and I think in 6 months I played like almost 850 games.
Blimey.
It was a lockdown, there's not much to do.
That's considerable.
Yeah, it was.
Sanjay, thanks for the raid, Vale. Good evening. The diverse spread in the viewer geolocation data. It's very good to see. If you're interested, I was interested a little bit myself. So if you look under the stream, I've stuck a geolocation data thing down there, so everyone can see that Netrunner is a worldwide game. Rask, thanks for joining. Really enjoyed Rask's stream on Monday. some of the jankiest decks I've ever seen. It's like a combo of what are you playing? You're playing Eternal, but on Riteki.fun. So it's like it's got all the wild big boy cards from Brett Runner. Not from Brett Runner, from Reboot as well, and it was very fun. Eternal on Riteki, very very fun to watch. Absolutely mad. And Link Ping, thanks for joining as well, and Mark, good evening, Green Hackle. So shout out to the APAC crew. We've got an APAC themed weekend. Got yourself today, and then we've got Mike tomorrow, and then we've got Geneva on Saturday. And I felt there wasn't enough European content for the APAC crew. I know a little bit of West Coast Netrunner. It's kind of like the right time zone, sort of, but not enough. So, hence the 9 o'clock in the evening stream. And it's nice to have a few of you guys on as well, because it's a very, very thriving community that sometimes gets a bit forgotten. So, you know, I haven't.
Well, we are at the other end of the world, so it's easy for us to be forgotten.
Yeah. You stand down. Yeah. No, absolutely.
I mean, it's a small pool, but there's a few of us that are quite active, particularly with when the new cards drop, right? So in the ANZ Discord channel, it's been a lot of conversations. I know that Giles and Henry Kelly had started building a few decks and sharing them and testing them out. So it's been good fun. It's sort of injected a fresh burst of energy into the group, looking at the cards that are going to be in the meta for this year.
And there's a ton of strong players. Formula 1 champion Jess Horrig, an activist. Yourself, Vale, Mike.
We've got Valkyries.
Valkyrie's super strong.
Space Ice, who doesn't pop in that often anymore.
Space Ice. Yeah.
Jaden,
Yeah. And is a dumb brick from New Zealand, or am I making that up? Not a dumb brick.
I don't know.
Ghost Meat. Sorry, Ghost Meat.
Ghost Meat. Yeah. I think he's relocated to Canada. Extreme.
That's right. Yes.
From NZ joined the channel this week, and he mentioned that Ghost Meat had relocated.
Okay. Yeah.
To Canada. Yeah.
But anyway, that's super strong meta, and obviously, I suppose, have you found you haven't really been playing during the right slots, but I suppose the challenge is Australia's a really big country. You can have 100 players in 10 cities, and then you only got tiny little metas around, Brisbane, Perth, Adelaide, Canberra, listing Australian cities here.
As I read them off Wikipedia.
Geographical knowledge.
That's impressive, man.
Yeah, it's been burning up.
It is. There was a Perth store champs and Adelaide store champs in the last 2 months. And I think Perth had maybe 6 to 8 players, and Adelaide pretty much the same number. And Malchus Folly, he's a regular as well. I think he took a break. And I think he was coming back once the new cards were being released.
Yeah, I mean, we've certainly seen a lot of people coming back that are kind of, maybe they've taken a break after Worlds, maybe they've taken a break before then. But there's a steady influx of returning players, which is just great to see.
Absolutely.
Dan has edited again. But Dan made a very good point on Slack, because I've got my Slack open. Just a little window into my world. As you can see, I play Twilight Struggle, I drink beer. Nisei General, I've got no idea what that's all about. Tour Guide, I think that's a card or something. Definitely not about Tour de France. Itinerant Protesters, which you're a member of.
Me too, yeah.
But anyway, we were on Scoop's channel, and Dan did put something about Artists Colony. do check out Artists Colony on Slack, and check the links on Dan's website, which is nearearthhub.net, for the links. And go and buy yourself some alt arts. Yeah, no, you should, everyone. So you can edit that one again. Hi Ed, I'm glad you noticed. I did notice. I was. Thanks for the link, Dan. Yeah, perfect. Near Earth Hub, Artist Colony. Check out all the cool alts over there. Shall we talk about some cards, Brad?
Let's do with my limited player knowledge around cards and the interactions.
I'm trying to remember. I think we 50-50 last time. Last time we played was the Itinerant Protesters weekly tournament, wasn't it? I believe.
Yeah, the sweeps week that Val had organised. Yes, I think that was the last.
Val Sweeps week. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we played first round, and did we split first round?
We did split first round.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what I played.
Yes.
I played Pawn Shop Adam and Sports.
I think
Punitive Sports.
Sports Medal. Yeah.
Punitive Sports. And you.
And I think I played Freedom and regular Polina, I think.
Yeah, that sounds.
Viral Polina. Antivirus Polina. One of the two.
I mentioned that tournament because I've achieved something today. Or yesterday or today. No, today. I've achieved something. I've now been on the 3 most popular current Netrunner podcasts.
That's fantastic.
Because today, the Kitchen Table Netrunner released, or yesterday in fact, released their podcast. And towards the start of it, Tristan, shout out to Tristan, chat stream, thanks for following, thank you very much. Remember everyone, you can follow the channel to get notifications when I go live. I was on it, and I didn't know I was on it until I was on it. I was listening, I was in bed this morning, and Tristan starts talking about taking Netrunner more seriously. Shout out to Sengrin, teaching him. I wish Sengrin hadn't taught Tristan how to play. In the third round of the tournament that we were both in, Brad, I was drawn against Tristan.
All right.
And I offered Tristan a 2-for-1. And there's a reason why I offered Tristan a 2-for-1, which I'm going to reveal the story now. So it was 2 o'clock in the morning, and this tournament we needed to submit the deck lists. Everything was going great, Ed, until you guest mentored me. Yeah, Sanjay. So a live formal apology. So it was 2 o'clock in the morning. I needed the decks registered by 6 a.m. My time. Yeah. So I had 4 hours, and it was 2 a.m. and I was just getting into bed after I can only describe a heavy night of drinking. And I thought, oh no, I haven't submitted decks. Oh, what am I going to do? I was like, right, okay, just stick with what you know. Okay, harpsichood, no ice, let's go. Right.
Oh my word.
I can't even remember what the other deck was. No, it was Pirate Haley, maybe. Might have been Pirate Haley. Chris, good evening. Pierre Mavis, good evening. Yeah, and then I said to Sanjay the next day, who was doing a guest mentor for me, because Laura was taking a bit of time off Netrunner. Shout out to Laura, who's away at the moment. And I said to Sanjay, right, so these are the decks for this week. We need to win. And okay, Sanjay said, right, well, send me the lists across. And I sent the lists across. And these lists were bad, like real bad. Piles of cards bad. It would have been better to just put together random cards. There was 0 win condition in the harpsichord deck. Sanjay managed to win a game on JNet Casual, so it's undefeated on JNet for that one game, and lost for the other 20. The Haley was okay. So yeah, anyway, so I offered a 2-for-1, which Tristan accepted, and we were just praying for Haley to come up. And as Tristan says in the stream, Haley came up, and actually it wasn't a bad matchup for the Pirate Haley, but I lost. So
There's a moral there about building decks at 2 a.m. after you've been in a few beers.
Don't do it. Don't do it. I should have just stuck with decks I played in the previous round. I was trying to prove a point. Anyway.
Nothing good happens at 2 a.m. in the morning.
Well, I'll tell you what has happened. It's now meant that I'm on the 3 largest concurrent, regular Netrunner adjacent podcasts, which has been wonderful. So shout out to the Kitchen Table Netrunner crew. Thanks very much for having me on the podcast. With that in mind, do go and check out
surprise guest appearance.
Yes, a surprise guest appearance. Do go and check out the Kitchen Table Netrunner podcast to get all the details on these cards. I'm just going to go through them lightly today. I don't want to dig deep. I want people to, to experience the podcast, listen to their hot takes on it. Energy, thanks for following. Thanks very much. But they have been posted here, so we can, they're in a public space, so we can have a quick look at them one by one. So, first of all, this is Luminal Transubstantiation. So 3/2 agenda, always good. Limit 1 per deck. When you score this agenda, gain 3 clicks. You cannot score agendas for the remainder of the turn. Flavor text. As I was saying to Dis last night, love short flavor text. We are the light of tomorrow. And Dis explained a little bit about this last night, about the light coming into it. Was just wonderful flavour. And what I noticed today when I was having a look at this, the art's got this really nice cartoony style on it. Just jam in, like a real comic book style, which I don't think looks out of place at all. I do love this. Yeah. Oh,
I must admit, I love the new the redesigned cards. They look pretty cool. And also, I love those 2 floating heads above whatever the power core server thing is. That's in the back. That's in the background there. That's
and the fact that they're such a different style. Sorry, I've my laptop is really struggling at the moment. There's the card. If you want to see it properly, cell shaded. Okay, that's called cell shading. Because you can really see it. You said the 2 floating heads are a really different style and stand out to the rest of the quite kind of 2-dimensional comic book style of the rest of the art. I think it's fab.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I think one of the designers posted an article a couple of weeks ago talking about the artwork and the style of digital art that they use and the layering that they used on photographs that was the base for the cards.
That's right. Yeah.
So it was really fascinating. Yeah.
Was it talking about the Kuroda art? Am I right in saying?
Yes, Kuroda,
It was that article, wasn't it? Yeah. Really worth a read. If you go onto Niso's website, if you haven't seen that article, fascinating insight into how art comes from sort of vision birth through to final product. I really enjoyed reading those. And I think there's a third one to come as well, which I'm thoroughly looking forward to. On this card, apart from having a great name and apparently the longest possible name for an agenda in that frame, what are we doing with these clicks? Asked Chris. What are we doing with those 3 clicks? We can't score agendas. What are we doing?
You can advance an NGO front, as the Tristan and Nicole mentioned in their thing yesterday. You could, even in a Miramore front, you can use it to install and click a austerity policy, possibly, or pop a contract killer.
Pop contract killer. Yeah. Right. I've got this sneaking suspicion that Miramorph's going to be quite good with these cards.
Yeah. I think you may be spot on there, my friend.
I think so.
And it would make sense to play these in Miramorph, right? I'd love to play them in the new precision design, but just doesn't feel as optimal as if you use this in a Miramorph deck.
Yeah. Arguably.
Maybe
not, but put some counters on Ronin. There's some super dangerous stuff you can do. Shout to Bloom. And I am going to do this and give Bloom a crown. Thanks for joining. I'm just doing some VIPing Brad, if you want to fill for me.
So I think that the thing with having only one of these in your deck is obviously the timing of when you draw it and when you play it. So is it an agenda that players will want to hold on depending on the matchup and what other combo pieces you've added into your deck to really leverage those 3 clicks? And like I said, it would make sense to use it in Mirror Morph, right? You get a lot more options. So if you, for example, if you have an efficiency, is it efficiency committee or voter? What's the one around the runner loses clicks, the 5/3? Voting machine initiative, is that what it's called?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I'll go with that.
Yeah,
I was thinking full sleeve, but yeah.
So I mean, there are combos you can do with the runner losing clicks and the corp gaining clicks. I don't know. I'm sure there are wiser minds on the stream that could
kind of
join
like a Punisher
join
deck
those dots.
with maybe scoring this out, and like you said, MCAs and like Neuro Spikes, Advancing Clearinghouse, Ronins. There's quite a lot of options there, and maybe you just do it to get forward tempo, because facts of the matter is, when you score an agenda, you lose tempo, and just having 3 clicks to to draw 2 and gain 1, or play a fully up, or flop.
Particularly in Asa, this would be really powerful, right?
Yeah. It would certainly be powerful in Asa. I mean, super powerful. Solomon is saying there's nothing wrong with just clicking back 3 credits, and you get your agenda for free. You score, you've got an installed agenda or whatever. You biotic this out, or score it on stand, install advance. Click for 3 credits. You've got an agenda for free. No backwards tempo.
Exactly, or you could even seamless launch it out, which is a good little segue into one of the other new cards.
Oh, Brad! Oh, you've been practicing. That was wonderful.
I've been rehearsing in front of the mirror last night, right? At 2 a.m. in the morning.
Seamless launch. Let's go. Right. What do you think is going on in this picture? First of all,
it looks like a tech company product launch of some sort. Some sort of influencer sitting behind the table there.
Yeah, it's definitely an influencer, isn't it? Rask's saying there's an actually really fair point as well. If you've got a strong scoring server, you score this out, you just install advance your next agenda. You don't have to score it. Just jam a 5/3.
Yes. Spot on. Yeah. keeps your tempo rolling, which is fantastic.
Yeah, it's just tempo forward, isn't it? So seamless launch. It's a 1-cost operation, nice and simple. Place 2 advancement counters on 1 installed card that you did not install this turn.
Yeah. So seamless launch with that text, it seems like it would be better if you could use that after you've scored out luminal train substantiation, right?
Yeah.
So if you've got that 5/3, if you install a 5/3, play the seamless launch, add the 2 tokens, plus you get your 2 other clicks from Luminal, which in theory sounds amazing, right? And I love this in Netrunner, because when I was in my early deck building days, this card would be awesome. Forgetting that there are 48 or 44 other cards that go in the deck.
Yeah,
that one card that seemed like a great idea still has to interact with. So listen for the newbies, guys. One card doesn't make you a deck.
No, absolutely not. No. So I've just been sat here thinking, is there a kill combo with seamless launch with luminal transubstantiation with Mirror Morph or Jeeves? Can we score out luminal with a clearinghouse on the board, for example, or a Ronin? Can we do Ronin kill? Can we do Ronin kill with this? Perhaps we can.
Would it be better for the Neuro Spike though? Because you don't have to spend that click to pop Neuro Spike like you have to do with Ronin.
You can Neuro Spike.
This
feels quite killy to me.
It does. What's Clearinghouse's 4 meat, is it? I can't remember.
No, Clearinghouse is the one which you flip at the start of your turn and do 1 meat for each agenda counter on it.
Oh, that's right. You got to advance it. Oh, right. Gotcha.
Simply the Onion.
So it's like a Wayland Ronin.
Yeah, it's like a Wayland Ronin. Simply the Onion's got what I was thinking: 2 Seamless and activate a Ronin.
Yeah.
Yeah, or you know, Seamless Advance or install Seamless Advance. You get your Mirror Morph click to activate Ronin or something. Yeah, there might be something there.
Could be cheeky towards the mid to late game.
Yeah, it feels like that's something to watch out for. A lot of the time, it's going to just be used to score out your 5/3 that you install advance next turn, double advance, advance score, and then you get a click. So a lot of time it's going to be for that, just a slight up fast advance, jam the next agenda or whatever. But
yeah, I think so. Particularly if you.
Here we go. Sanjay's got the combo.
Seems 3 neurospice.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money you got to be holding in your hand.
Easy to assemble.
Yeah, especially in a precision design where you get 6 cards in HQ.
Yeah.
So you can hold all your combo pieces there.
Yeah.
In theory.
Yeah. 50% of the time it works all the time, right? Dead stock.
If someone pulls us off, they need to make sure they've recorded the game.
Oh, I'm sure we'll be seeing like 8-click combo turns with transluminal luminal trans. Yeah.
It would be cool to
in a Malapert server and find your neuro spikes. That's a big shout. So Malapert Malapert vaults from yesterday lets you grab a non-agenda card. That's a massive shout, actually.
Right.
Yeah. That's a big call. Gives you a little bit more consistency. Okay. So we're starting to see horrible things happen here. That might actually be a thing, Simply the Onion. Yeah, I think you might be right there. And I think Malapert's only 2 influence as well, so one to watch out for. Next, have I scrolled too far? Not far enough. What did we skip? Luminal Sprint. So, Jackson Howard, reprinted in purple. Yes or no? Malapert 3 inf. Okay, cool. Yeah, thanks.
Yes. It's a nice infection. It's almost like, attitude adjustment, or there's a couple of other cards, or hasty relocation as well. Something similar.
Yeah.
To have it in faction is fantastic. It's nice to dump those agendas you've been flooded with after you've done a mulligan.
Yeah.
What am I doing with this horrible hand?
Yeah. It's a great card to have in hand. So it's a 0 cost operation. Draw 3 cards, shuffle 2 from R&D from HQ into R&D. It's great.
Yeah, which is a nice pair with oh my god, it's escaping now. The train's left the station. I've completely lost my train of thought. Please continue it.
No, not at all. This Saints power creep on rework. Yeah. This card, I'm going to say right now, this card was originally very, very busted and has been nerfed significantly. I still think it's very playable at 1 influence. I think we see it in a ton of places as a 1 or 2 of. I don't think it replaces Jackson. But at the same time, it is super useful. Oh, Solomir, it was everywhere. It was Jackson, in terms of open a corp deck, right? What's first card is 3 sprints going. Yeah, it's moved much more towards attitude adjustment. Obviously, with the hey, playtesters are not cowards. Playtesters do try and push cards. And the dev team do rein us back in. Rein the playtesters back in. Great flavour text here. All time is crunch time. It's really cool. I really like that. I think we're going to see this a lot. I think it's going to be one of the most popular cards. Not necessarily the most powerful. Not necessarily the most most defining cards. but it is solid. It's one influence and it costs 0.
Yeah. And that it's in faction as well, because it reminds me, it's similar to genotyping as well. So it's almost like, in your corp IDs, you now have in faction draw and reshuffle cards, which is great.
Yeah. And at 0,
especially in 40 card decks. I think that if we build to a 40 card corp deck, it'll make it really interesting in terms of what you can slot in and what you're drawing. So having this as an option to move things around will be really good.
Yeah, super valid. Yeah. In a 40 card deck, you don't want to be losing stuff to archives. You're slotting it back in R&D. You're going to get to it a lot quicker. Cool. Yeah. I think it's a great card. Probably actually my secret favorite HB card so far. And I just think it's super useful. Although maybe not the most exciting, I think it will be one of the most popular. And the last one for today is Managam Skunk Works. The Managam Skunk Works is a 2 cost upgrade. Whenever the runner approaches this server, end the run unless they either spend 2 clicks or pay 5 credits. It's 3 to trash, it's 3 influence. And the flavour text from the players list: whose memory tape needs such stringent security? Super suspicious. Interesting.
Love the artwork on this one though. This is so
Man
cool.
vs Trees, just before, thanks for joining Man vs Trees. Interesting it didn't stand out at first, Sprint. Yeah, I just think Sprint is one of those utility cards that, it's a bit like Daily Cast. Probably the first time you see Daily Cast, you go, it's alright. Or heaven forbid, Red Team. The first time everyone sees Red Team, they're like, it's alright. And actually it's super good. That's my Sprint takes. So this in the chat, thanks for the flavour here. The lore. This is a single art piece with Jailbreak. Managam Skunk Works. So from David Lee, as we were saying yesterday, David Lee, all of David Lee's pieces are 2 parts that stick together. It'll be really exciting once we get the sort of the full art releases to see how this fits in with Jailbreak, presumably the catalyst breaking into Managam Skunk Works with the high security around it. So Brad, what do you think of this card?
Man, I love it. As you were chatting, I was like, what are the upgrade that's in faction? Who do you pair this with in a server? So if you have that winning agenda in your remote, would you stick an Ash in there? So you have to pay the 4 choice as well as the runner losing clicks or paying 5. And which ice would be a good match with this? Given that,
I think Ash is rotated, but I agree.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah,
probably something you can do here with Amniotic Void.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That
double end the run.
Yeah, you can. So you fire this first and then Void. In terms of sequencing.
Yeah, so there's the approach. You approach the server. Managam Skunkworks fires, and then Amniotic Void fires after that. I believe.
Yeah, that's a good possibility.
Also feels good with border control.
Yes.
Although rules and me don't get on very well. Not the rules team. Shouts to the rules team, but the actual rules themselves. I'm not sure. Is there a border control window after Managam's fired before you can pop a border control?
Well, I don't know.
We've got. You choose the order.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So fire at the same time, but you choose the order. So Managam fires first. Pay 5, and then you pop border control, or pay 2 clicks. Pay 2 clicks. They can't get in a second time. So the run.
Save your border control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
This can be really nice in Ag Infusion if you want to splurge 3 points.
Yeah. Yeah, it will be really good in Ag Infusion. Yeah, really horrible. Maybe good in Earth Station as well.
Oh, yeah. That'd be really good.
Yeah.
No, I like it. I really like it. There's, I like the particularly with the design of the cards that we've seen so far. There's these. I'm thinking there's a runner card as well where the corp gets to decide what happens to the runner. So they either get card draw for or they get credits right. So I like this mechanic. It's not just you've run into my upgrade, I'm going to punish you. But actually, you get to choose your punishment. It's a bit of like the Steve Cambridge mechanic. Corp decide which card comes back. Either it's Doof or Boomerang, or Doof and Doof.
Well, it's classic. Is Doof and Doof, or Bravado and Bravado will be the new Doof and Doof. Absolutely. It was Count Siphon originally.
So I think there's some good combos that Skunkworks can pair with, particularly on a server that you want to protect. And I think it's a good decision to keep it as a unique card, because if you had one on a central and one in the scoring mode, it makes life really miserable for a runner-up.
Yeah.
So speaking of, if you had 2 of these installed, could you, from a rules perspective, can you derez an active Skunkworks and then res a fresh one on a different server during a run?
I don't think you can derez it, can you?
Yeah.
I don't think you can derez it. I wonder if it trashes the first one. Yeah, the first one will get trashed by the second one.
That's a bummer. If we had a rule that said you could just flip your derez for upgrades.
It'd be so busted. This upgrade's really wild though. Kind of it goes into the swap the poll up. I think political operative's going to become as meta defining as Miss Bones was 6 months ago, if I'm completely honest. Because there's going to be a lot of servers that are going to be very, very hard to get into. You can res the second one, it just trashes the old one.
It
does,
which makes sense.
Super, super useful. Being able to trash stuff in servers that you can't get into.
So, any ideas on ice that this would pair well with in HB?
In HB, I would say probably Biroid Ice, to be honest, because a lot of the time, more recently, and I don't know, it's something I've been doing more recently than used to, is clicking through Biroid Ice rather than taking the credit hit to break. And maybe a false lead again. MCA austerity policy, my favourite card in the world. Looks really good here. Stick an MCA behind a couple of Biroid Ice that are quite taxing to get through. Let's go.
I think the Biroid Ice makes sense as well.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you're building up your centrals. Corporal Volumes, thanks for joining.
That's me.
That's you, is it?
That's me. Yes, I've got the tweet up on the screen with the sound.
Is it Vimes' socioeconomic theory of boots? Is that Vimes?
It's just Vimes from Terry Pratchett's Disciple series. From
I'm sure it's him. My favourite Terry Pratchett quote is the socioeconomic theory of boots, and I think it's Vimes that says about the unfairness of rich people being able to buy really nice shoes that last for a long time, and he can only afford bad shoes. He has to buy 5 pairs.
Your memory is incredible. I can barely remember half the stuff I read from Terry Pratchett, but I love the characters. One of my favourite authors.
Jen in the chat's a big fan of Terry Pratchett as well. Super big fan. She's got a collection of signed books. So. Cool cards, huh?
I was going to say, so taking your ice suite from an architect's deck and sticking it into and pairing it with Skunkworks would actually work really well.
I think you're right. I think Architects of Tomorrow, Yeah, maybe that's the home for it. And there's a ton of
Possibly,
things you can do. Mid-range Glacier could definitely be seeing a comeback here with the amount of end the run stuff here. With the tempo forward stuff that HP's got in faction now. Mid-range Glacier, I'd quite like to see mid-range come back because I think it's a fun deck to play against and it's underrated.
Yeah.
And it kind of keeps certain runners in check as well, rather than Polana having to do all the heavy lifting on that. So yeah,
I think
down on Glacier, but yeah.
I think the 5-credit attacks won't be as impactful given how rich runners are running. Hey, 3 hours in one sentence. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Particularly if you look at the new, like I've been playing some of the new Shaper builds, and Overclock is just awesome, right? Such a good card. Without the brain damage from a stomach. Less credits, admittedly, but it's like you're in the few games that I've played with an A level, you almost never feel like you run out of money.
Yeah.
So
and it keeps your sideways decks in check as well. Lies in Wonderland, thanks for the follow as well. Thanks for joining the channel. It keeps your sideways builds in check. Overclock. And I think sideways is going to really need some support in the cards that are coming up. Although we've got the right factions coming up as well to see, haven't we? With with MBN and with Jinteki. It'd be interesting to see whether sideways gets support with that NEH being brought back.
Yes. I mean, I've been hearing some interesting things about people who played NEH before. This was before my time. So that could be really interesting, right?
Yeah.
But again, we don't know what else.
I'm thoroughly looking forward to NEH. I'm really, really looking forward to it. I didn't get to play it first time round, really. I think it was rotating out just when I started. Lots of fond memories. It was pretty much meta dominant 2014, 2015.
I've heard the legendary stories.
Absolutely. It'd be fun to see what it does now. Yeah,
absolutely. So I really like these new cards. It'd be really cool to see what else is coming up, right? Because you've only had a taster so far.
Yeah, no, absolutely. HB may be currently the Corp faction I'm most looking forward to play. Maybe not the strongest, maybe not. Asta seems like it's got a huge boost, although no cybernetics score. Mid-range Glacier could be seeing a comeback, as he said. A Mirror Morph, I think there's tons you can do in Mirror Morph. Mirror Morph's always pretty great for D, but go on. So particularly with these cards in Mirror Morph, I think it'd be good to chat to you about building a Mirror Morph. There could be Malchus Folly, because he's a really good Mirror Morph player. Okay.
So you might actually have some really good ideas, because he one of his current Mirror Morph builds is Click Denial. And the cards that he's pulled in actually makes it quite unpleasant if he scored the right pieces right. Like particularly with that votive machine initiative, I think the 5-3 gen.
Yeah, I'm sure that's the one. I'm sure that's the one. Cool. And then you stick a punitive in as well. You know, if you've got Project Vacherons and then stick punitive in, and no one's having any fun apart from the Corp.
Yeah, it could be some really good combos that you could play with these. It'd be awesome. Oh my god, punitive! After you steal a 5-3 and have no money, that's gonna be fun.
You got no chance to get anything back, and horrible. Yeah. Brad, is there anything you wanted to talk about this evening other than these cards?
That's a good question.
No's fine. I've got Weeble in the chat. What are you having a think? Saying Bill, proto startup deck against NEH earlier. Some Tau Ice juggling, ran like crazy while I sped out on Sands. Great fun. Gamer Man, maybe against Simply the Onion. Lots of good playmat contenders, but that's my dollar there. Is on NEH. NEH art's absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Stunning work from
Oh.
the art team. Just awesome.
I'm really excited about Tar. Some of the Shaper cards we've seen so far have been. It's making me really happy. I was a massive Kid fan, right? I always end up, favoring IDs that are not great competitively. And I think in one of the RPG tournaments, I think that who organized that one? Was it Weeble or someone else? Just before the Series
Anarcho
week.
Mushroom.
Anarcho, yeah. I played Kid. Great to play, but not ultra competitive.
No.
So with the new shape cards that have come out, it makes Kid and Smoke a lot more viable. So that's exciting.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
So I'm really happy about that.
I've seen some stealth builds out there today, actually, on my local group. Shout out to the Bristol group.
Yeah.
And they're all playing. It's Baramu's birthday at midnight, so happy birthday to Baramu for tomorrow. If you're catching up tomorrow morning with a little bit of a hangover, happy birthday. Sorry I couldn't join this evening. Right, I think that's it from me today. Thanks ever so much, Brad, for joining. Tomorrow I've got Mike. No, absolute pleasure, Brad. Always pleasure talking to you, and thanks for getting up that little bit earlier to talk about Netrunner. Thanks everyone in the chat as well. Tomorrow I've got Mike. And we're going to be talking about Andre's stream. So Andre is streaming in Maths 3 hours on Metropole Grid, playing with the criminal cards that he did the awesome... Have you had a chance to see the video, Brad?
I did. It was brilliant. Loved it.
Yeah,
it was really
production
good.
quality is just phenomenally good. If you haven't had a chance to watch it, go over to Metropole Grid on YouTube and have a watch. Where Andre goes through in his classic style that we miss so much. Andre, if you're watching this, please make those pack videos again. They are so good. And we got a classic pack video. It was wonderful to watch. And streaming tonight with Pat, and they're going to be playing some games against each other. That's something to look out for. 3 hours.
It'd be good to watch it.
Really good to watch. Yeah, I'll be staying up late for that. Thanks everyone for joining this evening. Remember the competition, and tomorrow we'll talk a little bit about the Gateway tournament as well. Thanks everyone for joining.
That'll be exciting.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ed.
Yeah. Bye then. Bye.
Cheers, mate. Have a good evening.